Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Russian ebook before it's gone.
Hi everybody, I'm Katusha from RussianPod101.com. Do you know how to say I love you in Russian? In this lesson, you'll learn 3 different ways to say I love you and a special phrase for Valentine's Day. Let's start with the most common phrase. Я люблю тебя. Я люблю тебя. I love you. This phrase is direct. You should use it only when you're confessing your love. If you want to be less direct, you can use this phrase. Ты так много значишь для меня. Ты так много значишь для меня. It means you mean so much to me. Now, if you want to be more romantic in expressing your love for someone, you can say this phrase. Слова не могут описать мою любовь к тебе. Слова не могут описать мою любовь к тебе. It means words can't describe my love for you. Now you know 3 different ways to say I love you in Russian. And here's one more. What if you want to spend Valentine's Day with someone special? In that case, say this phrase. Будешь ли ты моим Валентином? Will you be my Valentine? Будешь ли ты моим Валентином? Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. Listen to the expression and repeat after me. I love you. Я люблю тебя. Я люблю тебя. You mean so much to me. Ты так много значишь для меня. Ты так много значишь для меня. Words can't describe my love for you. Слова не могут описать мою любовь к тебе. Слова не могут описать мою любовь к тебе. Will you be my Valentine? Будешь ли ты моим Валентином? Будешь ли ты моим Валентином? Well done! Did you know that on Valentine's Day, it's common to give your love valentines, or in Russian, valentinki? These are small, heart-shaped cards that are typically red or pink. Traditionally, valentines are unsigned because it's thought that the heart will point out the sender of the love note. People in love also give each other various small gifts, chocolates, a stuffed toy, or even jewelry. You just learned 3 different ways to say I love you in Russian, and 1 special phrase for Valentine's Day. And if you're interested in learning more, don't forget to download your free Romance and Love cheat sheet, which includes romance words, compliments, and pickup lines. Check out the description below and go to RussianPod101.com now. I'll see you next time! Увидимся в следующем уроке! Hi, it's me, Katusha. How are you? How are you? How are you? Today our new topic, as you could guess, is 10 responses to How are you? Now, let's begin. Давайте начнем. У меня все нормально. I'm fine. Now, how are you? Как дела? У меня все нормально. I'm fine. Спасибо, что спросили. Thank you for asking. How are you? Спасибо, что спросили. Thanks for asking. Thank you for asking. I'm fine. Как дела? Спасибо, что спросили. У меня все нормально. А ты? А у тебя? And you? How are you? And you? Как дела? А ты? А у тебя? I'm fine. And you? Как дела? У меня все нормально, а ты? У меня все отлично. I'm great. У меня все отлично. I'm great. And you? Я в порядке. I'm okay. How are you? I'm okay. And you? Как дела? Я в порядке. Как ты? Я плохо чувствую себя. Я плохо себя чувствую. I'm feeling bad. Oh my God, how are you? I'm feeling bad. Как дела? Как ты себя чувствуешь? Я плохо себя чувствую. Я хочу спать. I'm sleepy. How are you? I'm sleepy. Я хочу спать. How are you? Я тоже хорошо. I'm fine too. I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine too. У меня все хорошо, а ты? Я тоже хорошо, спасибо. Я неплохо. I'm not bad. How are you? I'm not bad. And you? Как дела? Я неплохо. А у тебя? Как вы в последнее время? How have you been recently? Как вы в последнее время? How have you been recently? Maybe I will ask this question to my grandmother, and maybe she would answer, I'm feeling bad. Я плохо себя чувствую. Катюша, how are you? Как дела? Как дела? Как дела? Please tell me, how are you? Tell me now on RussianPod101.com. It was 10 responses to how are you? Пока-пока. Hi everybody, this is Katyusha from RussianPod101.com. Do you know what monsters Russian people are scared of? In this lesson, you learn about 3 scary monsters in Russia. Let's start with the most popular monster. Водяной. Водяной. It means waterman. The fierce-looking Водяной is a male water spirit. Its skin is black or blue and it looks like an old man with scales, fins, and a fishtail. It rules over mermaids and mermen and surfaces only at night. That sounds pretty scary, right? You might have heard about the next monster. The next one is Кощей. Кощей. It can be translated as bone in English. Thin and bony, Кощей is one of Russia's scariest monsters. The hideously ugly Кощей is immortal and kidnaps young women with the hope to seduce them. Living in the woods, he brings death to anyone who opposes him. Okay, here is the last monster. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Have you heard of this next one? This is Yaga the witch. Baba Yaga is a scary old witch with iron teeth. This fearsome old hag has a long nose and a bony body. Living in the woods, she rules the elements but holds no power over the pure of heart. Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. Listen to the names of each monster and repeat after me. Waterman. Водяной. Водяной. Bone. Кощей. Кощей. Яга the witch. Баба Яга. Баба Яга. Well done! Did you know there is a similar holiday to Halloween in Russia? Russians know about Halloween, but seldom celebrate it. In some regions, celebrating it is even forbidden. The Radonitsa is a festival closest to Halloween, where Orthodox Russians commemorate their departed family. This takes place on the second Tuesday after Easter. And that's it! You just learned about 3 of the scariest monsters in Russia and about Radonitsa, the Russian festival similar to Halloween. Now, learn Russian twice as fast by downloading all your PDF cheat sheets, including survival phrases, pickup lines, business etiquette, and more. Check out the description below and go to RussianPod101.com now. I'll see you next time. Пока-пока. This is Katyusha with RussianPod101.com. Sorry, guys. Did I say run or run? Run or run, people, monsters are coming. The Russian festival similar to... Shall I shake like this? Okay, here's the last one. I hope it's the last one. One of Russia. Okay.
That was too close.
Don't miss out on new videos. Click the bell. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up for more.
Hi everybody, it's me, Katyusha. Welcome to Russian Top Words. Today's our topic is must-know expressions for agreeing and disagreeing. Welcome, let's begin. Давайте начнем. Я согласен. Masculine. Я согласна. Feminine. I agree. Я не согласен. Нет. Masculine. Я не согласна. Нет. Feminine. I don't agree. No. Я согласен. Masculine. Я согласна. Feminine. I agree. Я согласен. Я согласна. Will you go to movies with me? Yes, I will. Ты пойдешь со мной в кино? Да, я согласна. Я не согласен. Нет. Masculine. Я не согласна. Нет. Feminine. No, I don't agree. I think we can finish this project in 2 months. No, I don't agree. Мне кажется, мы можем закончить этот проект за 2 месяца. Нет, я не согласен. Will you marry me? Yes, I will. Ты согласна выйти за меня замуж? Да, я согласна. Я вся твоя. I'm all yours. Я так не думаю. I don't think so. Я так не думаю. I don't think so. I bet you can eat this cake in 3 seconds. No, I don't think so. Я уверен, ты сможешь съесть это пирожное за 3 секунды. Нет, я так не думаю. Конечно. Of course. Конечно. Of course. Shall we stop by a coffee shop? Sure, of course. Давай зайдем в кафешку. Конечно. Правда. That's true. Правда? That's true. Is it true you have twins now? That's true. Это правда, что у тебя близнецы сейчас? Да, правда? Точно. Exactly. Точно. Exactly. I remember where you forgot your iPhone. It was on the sofa. Exactly. Я помню, что ты забыл свой iPhone на диване. Точно. Боюсь, что я не согласен. I'm afraid I disagree. Боюсь, что я не согласен. I'm afraid I disagree. I'm afraid I disagree with your political view. Боюсь, что я не согласен с твоим политическим взглядом. Я не могу не согласиться с вами. I couldn't agree with you more. Я не могу не согласиться с вами. I couldn't agree with you more. What a lovely weather. Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. It's wonderful. Какая прекрасная погода. Ой, великолепно. Я не могу не согласиться с вами. Полагаю, что так. I guess so. Полагаю, что так. I guess so. I think cinema was open till 9 p.m. I guess so. Мне кажется, кинотеатр был открыт до 9 вечера. Полагаю, что так. Может быть. Maybe. Может быть. Maybe. Are you gonna go clubbing with us? Maybe. Ты пойдешь с нами в клуб? Может быть. Может быть. Что вы думаете? What do you think? Что вы думаете? What do you think? Shall I dye my hair? What do you think? Мне может покраситься? Что вы думаете? It was me, Katisha, and our new topic, must-know expressions for agreeing and disagreeing. So let me know, what do you think? What do you think? Что вы думаете? You agree or disagree? Согласна, не согласна? So we keep in touch. Check out RussianPod101.com and don't forget to comment. Пока-пока. Woohoo! Hi everyone! Today, me, Katisha, and you are gonna be discussing 15 happy words. Let's check it out. Счастливый. Happy. Счастливый. Happy. Счастливый. There's actually CH, well, Russian CH, sch, but it sounds more like sh. Sh. So you say счастливый. Happy. My friend is happy to meet me. Мой друг счастлив меня встретить. Добрый. Kind. Добрый. Kind. Oh, you're so kind. Ой, ты такой добрый. You're so kind to me. Ты так ко мне добра. Thank you. Спасибо. Замечательный. Great. Замечательный. Great. It's a bit longer than English version. You just say great here, great there. But in Russian, no, you use it only something is really great. So you say, замечательно. Замечательный. Today's a great day. Сегодня замечательный день. Красивый. Beautiful. Красивый. Beautiful. So make someone happy and tell them they're beautiful. Oh, она такая красивая. She's so beautiful. Or, these flowers are so beautiful. Эти цветы такие красивые. Нравится. To like. Нравится. Like. I like to hang out with you. Мне нравится гулять с тобой. Мне нравится с тобой гулять. Смешной. Funny. Смешной. Funny. Ты такой смешной. You're so funny. Ты такой смешной. Or, in case of a girl, ты такая смешная. You're so funny, girl. Энергичный. Lively. Energetic. Энергия is energy. Your friend is so energetic. Твой друг такой энергичный. Like maybe you're like looking at him and he's dancing 3 hours straight and you're like, твой друг такой энергичный. Your friend is so energetic. Wow. Full of energy. Восторженный. Excited. Восторженный. Excited. I was so excited to watch you dance. Я была восторжена, когда увидела, как ты танцуешь. I was so excited when I saw you dancing. Я была восторжена твоим танцем. Позитивный. Positive. Позитивный. Positive. I try to stay positive all the time. Я стараюсь быть позитивной все время. Я стараюсь быть позитивной постоянно. Расслабленный. Relaxed. Расслабленный. Relaxed. I'm very relaxed right now. Я очень расслаблен сейчас. Somebody's giving you a massage, you can say, oh, I'm so relaxed. Я так расслаблен. Сердечный. Warm. Сердечный. Warm personality. Somebody is good to you. Он очень сердечный. Его поступки очень сердечные. Means he does everything from the heart, from the bottom of the heart to you, for you. It's very, very kind and nice word, and I think you should use it. You should remember it. Смеяться. To laugh. Смеяться. To laugh. Oh my God! You make me laugh. Ты заставляешь меня смеяться. You make me laugh so much. Ты меня заставляешь так смеяться. Довольный. Satisfied. Satisfied. Довольный. I'm so satisfied with my test results. Я так довольна результатами своего экзамена. Любить. To love. Любить. To love. I love jogging in the mornings. Я люблю бегать по утрам. Заботливый. Caring. Заботливый. Caring. Забота is care. Somebody's care. Забота. My boyfriend is very caring. Мой парень очень заботливый. It's very nice. Okay, so today it was 15 happy words for you in Russian and me, Katyusha. Hope you could remember some and use it in your daily life. So don't forget to subscribe and see you later. Пока-пока! Всем привет! Hi, it's me, Katyusha. Today we're gonna talk about 20 travel phrases you should know. You cannot survive without these phrases, so pay attention. Вы говорите по-английски? Do you speak English? Hi, excuse me, do you speak English? Простите, извините, вы говорите по-английски? Здесь ходит автобус из аэропорта в город? Is there a bus from the airport to the city? Здесь ходит автобус из аэропорта в город? Is there a bus from the airport to the city? Этот автобус идет в аэропорт? Is this the right bus for the airport? And when you want to get to the airport, you should ask, этот автобус идет в аэропорт? Is this the right bus to the airport? Где находится вокзал? Where is the train station? Где находится вокзал? Where is the train station? Извините, сколько оплата за проезд? Excuse me, what's the fare? When you want to take a train or a bus, you should ask, извините, а сколько стоит проезд? Excuse me, what's the fare? Не могли бы вы дать мне карту? Could I get a map? This should be the phrase you should always remember. Не могли бы вы дать мне карту? Could I get a map? I'm lost again. У меня есть бронь. I have a reservation. First thing you should say when you're at a hotel is у меня есть бронь. I have a reservation. Не могли бы вы дать мне скидку? Could you give me a discount? When you're in a shop, you can try asking. Не могли бы вы мне дать скидку? Could you give me a discount? Сколько это стоит? How much is this? Now this is a phrase which you can use everywhere. Сколько это стоит? How much is this? Можно померить? Can I try this on? Now when you're in a shop, you should say this. Можно померить? Can I try this on? Я бы хотел это. I'd like this. When you cannot decide what you want in the shop and finally you know what you want, you should say Я бы хотел это. I would like this. Вы принимаете кредитные карты? Do you take credit card? Before you pay, you should ask Вы принимаете кредитные карты? Do you take credit cards? The answer could be no, so be ready. Не могли бы вы сфотографировать меня, пожалуйста? Could you take a picture of me, please? And one of the phrases you can use at all the places you want to take a picture. Не могли бы вы сфотографировать меня, пожалуйста? Could you take a picture of me, please? Здесь есть бесплатный Wi-Fi? Is there free Wi-Fi? Also, this phrase could be very useful while you're traveling. Здесь есть бесплатный Wi-Fi? Do you have free Wi-Fi? You should emphasize on бесплатный, free. Место для некурящих, пожалуйста. I'd like to have a non-smoking seat, please. If you don't smoke, please be careful to choose your seat. Место для некурящих, пожалуйста. I'd like to have a non-smoking seat, please. У вас есть какие-нибудь рекомендации? Do you have any recommendations? У вас есть какие-нибудь рекомендации? Do you have any recommendations? Есть ли у вас какие-либо вегетарианские блюда? Do you have any vegetarian dishes? Есть ли у вас какие-нибудь вегетарианские блюда? Do you have any vegetarian dishes? У меня аллергия на арахис. I'm allergic to peanuts. У меня аллергия на арахис. I'm allergic to peanuts. Воды, пожалуйста. Water, please. Excuse me, water, please. Извините, воды, пожалуйста. Спасибо. Thank you. And, of course, you should say спасибо. Thank you. Now, all these phrases are very important, maybe life-saving when you're traveling to Russia. So, do your best and try to remember them. Thank you for staying with me, Katyusha. Please don't forget to subscribe and check out RussianPod101.com. Пока-пока! Всем привет! And it's me, Katyusha. Hi there! And today we're going to be talking about a very delicious topic. 10 Russian foods. What Russian people eat. The first Russian food I'm going to talk about has a very weird name because I think it comes after somebody's family name. And it sounds like beef stroganoff. And we talk about meat. So yes, I love beef stroganoff, and now when I'm talking about it, I would want to have one. So, let's order beef stroganoff. Давай закажем beef stroganoff. Борщ. I think it's one of the most famous dishes of Russian cuisine. In other Soviet Union countries, they also have this dish. Some people would add mushrooms, some people would add bacon, some people would add only like pork or something else. Have you tried борщ before? Вы пробовали борщ раньше? Окрошка. Pay attention, it says O from the beginning, but actually when I say it, it sounds with A. Окрошка. We like to eat it cold, especially in summer. Please try окрошка. Пожалуйста, попробуйте окрошку. Пельмени. Reminding many people Chinese gyoza. It's minced meat inside. There cannot be anything else, only minced meat. So, пельмени. We can try and make пельмени together. Мы можем попробовать сделать пельмени вместе. Пирожки. Very famous from, again, Soviet Union times. Пирожки. Пирожки could be with a cabbage, with meat, with berries, like fruits, apples. The grandmas were like outside baking пирожки at home and selling it just outside to anyone, any passing by person. Oh, so delicious. Hot пирожки. Горячие пирожки. Maybe even in old movies you can hear it. Горячие пирожки, горячие пирожки. Hot пирожки, everyone come and buy it from me. Сырники. Сырники are made of cottage cheese. And it's very good with a sour cream and a bit of sugar on top or like jam. Oh, it's so good. Моя мама делает очень вкусные сырники. My mom can cook very delicious сырники. Уха, basically fish soup. It's actually food for people who go fishing because with a simple set of a fire and a cooking pan, you just put water inside, you put fish that you just caught, potatoes, onion, and like simple vegetables, and it's ready. Ta-da! Uha. Щи. So it's a traditional soup, commonly made of sorrel. In the countryside, we grow it a lot, sorrel. So it's very nice to eat it in summer because with the sour cream, of course. It's great combination for summer when it's too hot. Красная икра, red caviar. So it used to be a very delicacy food in old times, so not everyone could afford it. Even now it's quite expensive if it's good one. But we have many different, let's say, types of it, so you can go to the shop and choose the one you like. Which red caviar would you recommend? Какую красную икру вы бы порекомендовали? Вареники. Вареники. Вареники is similar to pelmeni, but it has a different shape, like a half moon. Also, it can have not only meat, not only apples or some vegetables. It can also have cottage cheese. And again, as the last touch, you add a sour cream in the end. I love vareniki with cherries. Very delicious. You should try one. So please try cook Russian food or order it somewhere near a restaurant. And hope you will enjoy it and hope you will love it. It was me, Katyusha, and 10 Russian foods for you. So don't forget to subscribe and I will see you another time. See you later. Пока-пока. Hi everybody! Всем привет! This is Katyusha and welcome to Russian Top Words. And today our topic is top 10 phrases for surviving back to school. Stay with me. Рюкзак. Backpack. Рюкзак. Backpack. Ты уже собрал рюкзак на завтра? Have you already packed your backpack for tomorrow? Одноклассник. Classmate. Одноклассник. Classmate. Хочу снова увидеть одноклассников. I want to see my classmates again. Домашняя работа. Homework. Домашняя работа. Homework. Ненавижу домашнюю работу. I hate homework. You too? Экзамен. Exam. Экзамен. Exam. Ты готов к экзамену по математике? Are you ready for a math exam? Летние каникулы. Summer break. Летние каникулы. Summer break. Мы всегда путешествуем на летних каникулах. We always go traveling during summer break. Школа. School. Школа. School. Это лучшая школа в городе. This is the best school in the city. Учиться. To study. Учиться. To study. Ты знал, что я учился в той же школе? Did you know that I studied at the same school? Сегодня первый день занятий. It's the first day of class. Сегодня первый день занятий. It's the first day of class. Сегодня первый день занятий, и наша школа оживет снова. It's the first day of class, and our school will come to life again. Мы в одном классе. We're in the same class. Мы в одном классе! We're in the same class! Yay! High five! Я так рада, что мы в одном классе. I'm so glad we're in the same class. Вы на какие занятия ходите? What classes are you taking? Вы на какие занятия ходите? What classes are you taking? Вы на какие занятия ходите? Я учу русский язык. What classes are you taking? I study Russian. It was me, Katusha, and thank you for watching Top 10 Phrases for Surviving Back to School. I hope we all survived, and we will survive! Thank you for staying with RussianPod101.com, and don't forget to comment how much you hate your homework. Пока-пока! Всем привет! Hi everybody, it's me, Katusha. Welcome to RussianPod101.com. Today our topic is 5 sentence patterns for beginners. So if you're a beginner, it's perfect for you. Watch me. Меня зовут. My name is. Меня зовут. And your name. My name is. And your name. Меня зовут Сергей. А вас? My name is Sergey. And you? Я. I am. Я. Я. I am. Я учитель. I am a teacher. Где? Where is? Где? Where is? Где Джон? Где вокзал? Where is John? Where is the station? Так. That's so. Так. That's so. So. Так красиво. That's so beautiful. Так дорого. That's so expensive. I prefer beautiful example. Я люблю. I like. Я люблю. I like. Я люблю шоколад. I like chocolate. Я люблю петь. I like to sing. There is a slight difference in like and love, but in this case, люблю is something you really like. So we also use it to love something, like I love chocolate. But if you really like something, you can also say this word in Russian. Люблю. Hey, so it was me, Katusha, with 5 sentence patterns for beginners. How did you like it? Please comment. And stay with me in RussianPod101.com. See you later. Пока-пока.
Hi everyone! Do you know the 1,000 most useful phrases in Russian? In this lesson, you'll be able to know all of them, so sit back, relax, and have a cup of tea as you listen and learn.
Где находится туалет?
Извините,
Клёво.
у меня есть бронь.
Сколько это стоит?
Что это?
Спасибо.
Правда?
Не могли бы вы дать мне скидку? Здесь есть бесплатный Wi-Fi?
Могу я получить счет? У вас есть какие-нибудь рекомендации? Можно померить?
You just learned the 1,000 most useful phrases in Russian. And, if you're interested in learning more, try learning the Core 2000 word list. With this, you'll understand 95% of the language, and best of all, this is not a joke. Check out the description below and go to RussianPod101.com now. See you next time.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Russian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Katya.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Russian writing. Russian is written using letters from the Cyrillic script, one of the most widely used writing systems in the world.
The Russian alphabet consists of 33 letters. These are 10 vowels. Of these, 5 are hard vowels and 5 are soft vowels. There are 21 consonants and 2 special letters which aid in designating hardness and softness. These letters do not produce sounds on their own. They merely augment the sound of a preceding letter.
Like English, Russian has upper and lowercase letters. Most letters look identical to each other, and the only difference is their size.
You can learn about each individual letter and get some insights into each letter and how to properly write it in our Learn Russian Writing video series. In that series, Svetlana breaks the alphabet down in the easiest way for you to learn. We'll link to the series at the end of the video.
Russian is written from left to right, just like English. Also similar to English, Russian is written in cursive letters when handwritten. It's called rapid or running script in Russian because the links between cursive letters significantly increase the writing speed.
Unfortunately, this increase in speed and convenience often results in the omission of the stress marks on the letter yo. It's continuously being omitted in modern-day Russian, making it look like the letter ye instead. This is convenient for those who are fluent in Russian, because words can still be understood based on context, but this can be problematic for new learners of Russian.
Every sentence begins with a capital letter in Russian.
Сегодня хорошая погода.
Proper nouns also begin with a capital letter.
Ломоносов, Москва, Днестр.
Proper names are also capitalized, but only on the first letter.
Индийское море, Багамские острова.
If all words in a proper name are proper nouns themselves, then they'll all be capitalized.
Северная Америка.
Unlike English, the pronoun for you is capitalized in Russian. It's done so as a sign of respect.
Вы не подскажете?
The days of the week are not capitalized in Russian.
Среда.
Neither are months, nationalities, languages, nor the pronoun for I in Russian.
Август. Эстонец. Испанский язык. Я один.
Okay, let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Russian uses the Cyrillic alphabet, which consists of 33 letters. You learned that Russian has upper and lowercase letters, and that it's written from left to right. You also learned a few capitalization rules in this lesson. We've covered only a few basic things about Russian writing.
Remember, you can check out our Learn Russian Writing video series as well. In that course, Svetlana breaks down the Russian alphabet, teaching you insightful things about each letter and how to write it.
In the next lesson, you'll be entering Russian boot camp, where you'll learn useful beginner phrases to get you speaking Russian right away. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Russian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Katya. In this series, you'll learn everything you need to know to get started learning Russian.
That's right, and we are here to help guide you through your journey. In this lesson, you'll learn the reasons you should start learning a new language, why you should learn Russian in particular, and how to get started.
Let's begin with the most obvious question. Why learn a new language?
There are countless reasons, but perhaps the biggest one of all is that it could actually change your life. Learning a new language unlocks new pathways that are off limits to you now. There are certain things that you simply cannot do without having the technical or cultural skills that come from learning a new language.
Like working or living in another country.
Knowing another language provides you with greater job opportunities. You have the freedom to move to another country halfway around the world and be able to earn a living, or even better yet, build a career from it, instead of just being stuck in one place. Language allows you to visit or live in places that you may never have even considered going simply because that wasn't a possibility for you. Knowing another language simply gives you more options to choose from.
And learning a new language also helps you to be more open-minded and see the world from a new perspective.
Language and culture go hand in hand. The world is a big place, and by broadening your understanding of other cultures, it allows you to be more empathetic and understanding of the many different ways that people live their lives. With language, you're able to see and experience more, which helps you to grow as a person.
Learning a new language also improves your memory.
Several studies have consistently shown that those who study another language have improved memory as opposed to those who didn't learn another language. Learning another language also keeps your brain healthy by significantly delaying the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. This difference can be as much as 4 to 5 more years of quality life.
And those are just some of the reasons you should learn another language. The list just goes on and on.
Now you know the benefits of studying another language, but why should you learn Russian in particular?
Everybody knows that Russia is the largest country in the world. But did you also know that Russian is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world too?
Russian isn't only spoken in Russia. It's actually the official language of many other countries like Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and the list just goes on and on.
And unofficially, it's also widely spoken in Ukraine, Latvia, Estonia, and many other Slavic countries. In fact, Russian is part of the larger family of Slavic languages that are all very similar to each other, akin to super languages like Chinese and Spanish. There are around 300 million Russian speakers worldwide.
And its importance as a language can be seen globally, as it's one of the official languages of the United Nations. All meetings and official documents drafted by the United Nations are spoken and written in Russian.
Learning Russian also opens up many other business opportunities, as Russia leads the world in many industries, such as mechanical engineering, refining, shipbuilding, automotive, aerospace, microelectronics, and much, much more.
What about the poetics of the Russian language itself? In the words of the 16th century Emperor of Rome, Charles V, I speak to God in Spanish, to friends in French, to my enemies in German, and to women in Italian.
And to that, the Russian polymath Mikhail Lomonosov famously added that if he'd known Russian, he could speak to all of the former because Russian has the grandeur of Spanish, the vivacity of French, the strength of German, the gentleness of Italian, and in addition to that, the wealth and brevity of Latin in Greek.
Indeed, Russian is one of the most interesting languages in the world. It's the king of Slavic languages. It's been said by language learners that if you learn this language, you can easily learn any other language in the world, no matter how difficult it may seem. Okay then, we've talked about why you should start learning a language and why you should start learning Russian in particular, but how should they get started, Katya?
Well, it's as simple as learning your first word in Russian and building up from there.
The good news, though, is that you already know some Russian.
Respect, fail, good.
As you can see, Russian is much closer to English than it seems initially, because it has had ties to English and English expressions for some 200 years.
Let's teach you something that you might not know. Здравствуйте. This is a common Russian greeting that roughly translates to hello or how are you? Здравствуйте.
That's a useful phrase. Can you explain a little bit about what these symbols are, though?
Sure. Much like how English uses the Latin script in its writing, Russian uses another type of script called the Cyrillic script. And those symbols are actually letters of the Russian alphabet. And similar to English, one letter usually corresponds to one sound in Russian.
We'll introduce you to the writing system in episode 4 of this series. For now, let's put up some Roman transcriptions so you can follow along.
Здравствуйте.
Repeat after Katya.
Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте.
Russian has a lot of consonant clusters like the ones found in this greeting, but don't let that intimidate you. Pronounce each consonant going from one to the next without adding any extra vowel sounds. Start off slowly and read them in the correct order.
Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте.
We can also abbreviate this phrase to make it more casual.
Здравствуй. Just remove the last syllable te to say hello casually to a friend or relative. Здравствуй. Здравствуй.
Well done. Now you know how to greet someone in Russian. We've covered a lot of things already, so why don't we wrap up the first lesson and recap on what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that studying another language has many benefits, such as providing new job and business opportunities. Russian is spoken by hundreds of millions of people worldwide and is one of the official languages of the United Nations. And to greet someone in Russian, it's
Здравствуйте!
In the next lesson, we're going to demystify Russian pronunciation by taking a look at the sounds of Russian, so be sure to watch the next video. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Russian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone! I'm Katya.
In this lesson, we'll focus on teaching you the most useful Russian words and phrases for absolute beginners.
Make sure you're repeating the words out loud after I say the examples.
Are you ready? Let's get started. Do you remember how to greet someone in Russian?
We taught you this phrase in the very first lesson of the series. Can you recall what it was? Здравствуйте!
It's a common greeting that's used not only in Russia, but many Slavic countries.
Здравствуйте!
Now you try.
Здравствуйте!
To greet a friend more casually, you can say,
Привет! Привет!
try it.
Привет!
To greet someone more specifically, you can say,
Доброе утро! Which means good morning. Доброе утро! Добрый день! Meaning good day. Добрый день! Добрый вечер! Meaning good evening. Добрый вечер!
One of the most useful phrases to learn is one that expresses gratitude. Let's learn how to say thank you in Russian.
Спасибо! Спасибо!
Try it.
Спасибо! This expression is derived from two words. Спаси, meaning save, and Бог, meaning God. It literally means save God, but this expression no longer has any religious connotations and is used to simply express gratitude. Спасибо!
Repeat it one more time.
Спасибо!
The next phrase we'll teach you is perhaps the second most useful phrase of all. It's to apologize or excuse yourself. If you are apologetic for disturbing someone to make a request, you can say,
Извините, meaning sorry, or Извините, пожалуйста, meaning excuse me, please. Извините.
Try it.
Извините. Извините, пожалуйста. Извините, пожалуйста.
If you want to apologize for something you've done, such as stepping on someone's toes or bumping into someone, you can excuse yourself by saying,
Простите, meaning forgive me, or прошу прощения, meaning I'm sorry. Простите.
Try it.
Простите. Простите. Прошу прощения. Прошу прощения.
In this final lesson, you learned how to greet someone, express gratitude, how to excuse yourself, and to apologize. And in this series, we introduced you to the basics of Russian pronunciation, grammar, writing, and more. Let's conclude with some parting advice from Katya, and listen to some of her tips on how to learn Russian from a native Russian perspective.
The sounds and pronunciation of a new language are always a huge stumbling block for new learners. I suggest getting familiar and practicing these sounds aloud from the very beginning so that you get used to Russian pronunciation. The key is to repeat them aloud. It's not enough to just sit idly expecting to improve when it comes to pronunciation. Check out our ultimate guide to Russian pronunciation to start perfecting your Russian as soon as possible. Another tip I recommend is to immerse yourself in Russian pop culture. Russians are funny people, and there are thousands and thousands of entertaining videos for you to watch online. Be entertained while familiarizing yourself with Russian mannerism, speech patterns, and intonation. Watching contemporary Russian videos, like our videos here at RussianPod101.com, will ensure that you're learning real, everyday Russian in the fastest and most effective way.
You've reached the end of this Introduction to Russian course, but it's only the beginning of your journey to Russian fluency. Where do you go from here? Try our Ultimate Guide to Russian Pronunciation series to start familiarizing yourself with Russian sounds and perfect your Russian pronunciation. Or check out any of our other video series. We have many different categories for you to choose from. Good luck as you continue learning Russian, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!
Bye!
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Russian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Katya.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Russian pronunciation. Russian pronunciation is arguably easier to learn than English. Consider the following English words. The first word is pronounced colonel, not colonel. The second word is pronounced arise. Adding an N, however, doesn't give you arisen, but arisen. The last word is pronounced ate, but adding an H doesn't give you hate. Instead, it becomes height. English is notorious for being a difficult language to learn, and it can be very frustrating for learners due to the fact that its pronunciation rules often don't make a lot of sense.
Russian, on the other hand, can seem like a blessing when compared to English. Dub, вода, дом. Russian is primarily pronounced as it's spelled. There are some exceptions, but they're governed by more defined rules compared to English. Even loan words, like the greeting you learned in the previous lesson, are largely pronounced as written. Здравствуйте. All you need to learn now then are the sounds of Russian.
There are many vowel and consonant sounds in Russian. Luckily, Russian puts its letters into two main categories of sounds, hard and soft.
There are a total of 10 vowels in Russian, and they're divided equally. There are 5 hard vowels, which are a little similar to English. A, E, U, O, U. And 5 soft vowels. These are vowels that have a netted glide or Y-like quality, making them sound softer. Ya, Ye, I, Yo, You. Please note, though, that the number of vowel sounds do not equal the number of vowel letters. There are actually more vowel sounds than represented by letters.
Similar to vowels, consonant sounds can also be hard or soft.
B, B, V, V, D, D, Z, Z.
Unlike vowels, though, consonants aren't differentiated into separate letters based on their hardness or softness alone. A single consonant letter is used to represent two sounds, one hard
M,
and one soft.
M.
This is because Russian is actually read in blocks. We use the closest vowel which comes after the consonant to indicate whether to pronounce the consonant hard or soft. If the consonant is followed by a hard vowel, then the consonant is also pronounced hard.
Ma, масло.
On the other hand, if the consonant is followed by a soft vowel, then the consonant is also pronounced soft.
Мя, мясо.
The many contrasts between hard and soft consonant and vowels is what gives Russian its distinct gliding sound.
We saw before how a relationship exists between letters and sounds based on their hardness. Voicing is another quality that's important to be aware of when learning Russian pronunciation.
Voicing simply refers to whether or not your vocal cords are vibrating or not vibrating. English has voiced pairs as well. Consider the following letters. P, B, T, D, K, G. Do you notice the relationship between these letters? The letters in each pair are pronounced exactly the same, the only difference being that one requires your vocal cords to vibrate and the other to not vibrate. Sounds that do not require vibration of the vocal cords, like all the ones on the left-hand side, are considered voiceless, while sounds that do require vibration of the vocal cords, like all the ones on the right-hand side, are considered voiced. Consider the following example in Russian. This letter is pronounced
G. But this word here isn't pronounced bog, but bog. Notice how the letter G is written, which is a voiced letter, but is actually pronounced as the letter K, a voiceless letter.
So what ended up happening? The final consonant is a voiced consonant, but when the word is being pronounced, the letter is actually read using the voiceless counterpart instead.
This occurs to all words that end in the final consonant in Russian. Final consonants are pronounced voiceless. So despite what's written, always pronounce the final consonant in Russian using the voiceless version. B, zub, z, без. The key to perfecting Russian pronunciation is to master hard and soft pairs and voiced pairs.
Unlike many other languages, Russian pronunciation is heavily affected by sounds that are adjacent to each other, often adopting the sound qualities of the letters that surround them.
Once you understand the concept and the relationship between hard and soft pairs and voiced pairs, Russian pronunciation actually becomes quite logical and easy to learn.
Okay, let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, we introduced you to some important concepts for learning Russian pronunciation. You learned that there are hard and soft pairs in Russian, about voiced pairs in Russian, and that letters can adopt these sound qualities. If you're interested in learning more about Russian pronunciation, check out the entire course we created named The Ultimate Guide to Russian Pronunciation. In that course, we cover and break down every single sound in the Russian language, showing you mouth and tongue positioning and giving you tips to help you perfect your Russian pronunciation. In the next lesson, we'll introduce you to the basics of Russian grammar, where you'll learn about Russian word order and how to build basic phrases in Russian. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Russian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Katya.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Russian grammar. Word order refers to the order in which words are structured to form a sentence in a given language. Consider the English sentence, I ate an apple. But first, let's remove the article an here for simplicity, so we're just left with I ate apple. The basic word order for English is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short. If we break down the English sentence, I ate apple, we can see that the subject I is presented first, followed by the verb ate, and then finally the object apple is positioned last. This is the basic word order for sentences in English.
Russian uses the same word order as English, SVO. Парень купил собаку. Парень, the subject, a guy, goes first. Купил, the verb bought, goes second. And собаку, the object dog, goes last. This means that you can create any basic sentence in Russian simply by exchanging the English words for Russian words using a dictionary and still be understood. Isn't that easy?
In fact, Russian word order is much more flexible than English. Compare the following examples. Cats eat mice. If we were to swap the subject with the object, we'd get mice eat cats. As you can see, the SVO word order in English is fixed. Changing the word order changes the meaning of the sentence completely.
Russian, on the other hand, is much more flexible. Starting with the SVO word order, кошки едят мышей. We can swap the subject with the object like we did for English, and yet, мышей едят кошки. The meaning of the sentence remains the same. In fact, we could swap the sentence any which way, and it still wouldn't change the core meaning of the sentence.
Unlike English, Russian doesn't rely on the word order of the sentence to signify if a word is the subject or an object, because it uses special word endings that act as markers to indicate the role of the word in the sentence.
In this example, we use the word ending «ей» in мышей to indicate that mice is the object of the sentence. And so we can move it around anywhere in the sentence and it still be the object.
Now you know how to create basic sentences in Russian, but how do you make a sentence negative?
Negation in Russian is easy. Just add «не», meaning no, before the verb. Он спит. Он не спит. Я знаю. Я не знаю. Unlike English, Russian permits double negatives. So in English, you would say nothing happened. But in Russian, we would say nothing didn't happen. Ничего не произошло.
You can form many basic negative sentences in Russian by placing no before the verb. Turning a sentence into a question in Russian is even easier than turning it into a negative sentence.
Simply raise your pitch at the end of the question as you would in English.
Unlike English, though, you do not need to rearrange the order of any words. Simply say the sentence and raise the pitch at the end.
Ты понимаешь? Ты понимаешь?
To ask more than yes or no questions, you'll need to learn question words. Some common question words are
Что? Как? Кто? Какой? Когда?
We'll cover more of this in future lessons on Russian grammar. Well done! Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Russian sentences can be formed using an SVO word order, just like English. Additionally, Russian uses markers to indicate the role of a word in a sentence, which allows the word order to be much more flexible. You make a negative sentence by adding no before the verb. And to create basic questions in Russian, simply add a question mark and raise your pitch at the end of a sentence. We've covered only the absolute basics of Russian grammar. If you're interested in learning more, check out our Russian in 3 Minutes video series. In that course, we teach you useful phrases while covering the fundamentals of Russian grammar, and each lesson is only 3 minutes long. In the next lesson, we'll introduce you to the basics of Russian writing. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Russian ebook before it's gone.